All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I am taking a look at vroom, finger, FNGR, and then one more look at TTOO. I'm gonna start with TTOO and just say it made the move I did not expect. It's now in my money zone right now, right? So I'm gonna be so honest with you. I am wild. TTOO is probably gonna be the first thing I look at Monday morning if I had to guess, okay? Look at this chart right here for vroom. All right, corny joke, but man, get your engines ready because this thing's ready to go vroom for sure, man. It's obviously done a fantastic move from 75 to almost 2, but honestly, this does not look like it's over by any means, right? So this is a really, really good chart, and really, if I zoom out just a bit, man, there's a lot of red as we're pretty much at this plateau right here, right? So dude, vroom, I think looks really, really juicy. And then again, TTOO, oh no, finger, FNGR. Look, FNGR made a real hard pump and dump, but in a lot of ways, it held that pump a little bit more than expected. And it has some interesting things going. I'm pretty sure that's what it looks like. I might be completely wrong, and we'll do more of a live look. I don't really know that one that well, top of my head. But again, what are we going to do before we get any further? Same thing we always do, right? We're going to take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. I will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines. And then when we're done up here, we will use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this thing on the internet, comment good or bad, like the video. Look, anything you can do helps me so much, but for real, just giving me your time, beyond appreciated, all right? So look, vroom, and again, I think this is such a good view because really the important thing to me is essentially this right here, all right? I kind of drew it arbitrarily. It's a little higher than the middle, but look, if we can get over this horizontal right here, there is so much red. I mean, 3 is basically the next real hard plateau. Then there's just a really silly gap up all the way to basically 730. You know what I mean? So again, I'm going to draw these super quickly. Look, I don't necessarily want you to have 730 dreams on a dollar something stock, right? Like that's a big ways away. Like I think it's going to be a little difficult to get over this 3. But just going from where we're at to 3 could be a very nice swing, all right? And look, we had a monster 17% day already, right? And just look at this thing, like a beast, just bouncing on the 8 moving average. Like this is why I love this line so much, right? And again, what does it do? It just breaks move, it goes from the 8 to the 20, 20 to the 50. 50 to the 100, 100 to the 200. If you can get over all 5, man, it's a beautiful place to have your money, right? So, yeah, once it was able to get over this as well, that's just a nice little red, green, and we're pretty much just marching our way up, right? So, interesting to see that the RSI is coming down. Obviously, the RSI got really high. I mean, an 87 is high, right? But it comes back and it kind of looks like it's actually ready to keep going. MACD never stops, and it, again, looks like it's ready to keep going, right? So this is such a nice daily chart right here for vroom. And again, I say it all the time, there is no better place to be than above all the moving averages, right? So gotta love what we're seeing here, at least on the daily. Where are we on the weekly? Oh my goodness. Again, breaks the 50. Doji doesn't count. I do think that counts, and then that's the even better that you want, right? So a great chart here. Again, actually, I don't think I drew that bad a line. Let me actually lower it just a little bit. I think that is roughly 50% of this candle. Maybe I can even lower it just a little bit more, but at that point, I think it's just pennies difference, right? So I think that's the better line for the horizontal. Again, I'm basically trying to take half of this one big one. If we can get over this, though, it really is going to want to go. And again, this 30 on the weekly is pretty insignificant. The weekly kind of says if you can get over this, it might go up here, right? But one more time, let's take a baby steps. That's how I like to do my trading, right? So let's see what happens between here and here, and then yeah, let's see what happens between here and here, right? So cool, I like this a lot. Vroom, I actually do like it a lot. What do the weeklies down here look like? Man, that's decent volume. Hopefully it keeps going up. Interesting, that's actually a really high RSI. That's an 85. Have you held before? Man, this is actually the highest I think you've been. Yeah, by a lot, actually. Interesting. Interesting. Look, end of the day, there's a lot of pain on this one. You know what I mean? So this is a really, really interesting plateau right here. I think if it can get over this 185, and you know what? Let me just show this real quick. All right, CVNA. Carvana did this. I'll be honest with you. I know this because like I had money in this at the time. I wish I just like kept pouring on it. You know what I mean? But this thing went horizontal literally for 3 weeks before it made the move, right? I'm not necessarily saying that's what Vroom's going to do, but that weekly 85, I think, just made me at least think of that. But again, Vroom, I like it so, so much. FNGR, I know we talked about FNGR not that long ago. I don't know exactly when it was, but look, this thing is doing really well. And actually the things I said in the beginning aren't necessarily true. There was no true pump and dump on this thing. This thing actually makes a really nice, healthy move above all the moving averages. And really, this is a relatively unexpected downtrend. And if I'm not mistaken, between the 22nd and the 3rd, the markets were crushing it. Hold on, give me a second. NASDAQ, between the 22nd and 3rd went up. DJ30, between the 22nd and 3rd went up. SPX, SP500, between the 26th and 3rd went up. How in the world did Finger go down on those? That is so weird. I mean, don't get me wrong. I for sure see did I zoom in on that? Why does that look like that? Yeah, that's for sure a really super high RSI, living in the 90s, living in the 90s, living in the 90s and high 80s. Okay, maybe it was just a cool down of the RSI, but man, most things actually crushed it between the 26th and the 3rd. Really funny that this came down like that. Again, it never really loses the 200. Obviously, it's physically below, but neither of those are real confirmation candles. That's a good candle. That's confirmation. We're actually back over that peak as well, right? So, man, there's not even a real hard horizontal right here. Man, there's barely, this is an interesting chart. I got to go back to here for a true horizontal, and that's pretty much where we're at. Break this. I think this is a little insignificant because there's really even nothing here. That's kind of the bottom where the thing starts. I don't think I want this line. I think I'm deleting that. And really, it comes to here because that's pretty much where that was. Yeah, that looked like it. I think this, and we're actually over it. Oh, yeah. All right, what is this doing after hours? I'm a little curious. Ah, damn. All right, this thing is moving. I like this. I am not going to lie to you. I like this. I liked it a little bit before I saw after hours move as well. But yeah, we're well over this line. There are no big candles right here that make me say we got to get over it. Green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 green to 650 actually makes a lot of sense to me. What are you? 499. What's 5 to 650? 10, 20, 30. I'm cool. Where did you go after hours? Let me just see it. You're at 74. Where am I going to set my alert? All right. I'm going to set my alert at 460. If I can catch a 460, I'm not going to lie. I think finger motion looks really good. I do. I think this thing is ready to keep on going. And look, again, it's already doing well, right? It's just holding the 8 like a champ so far. The 20 still coming up. I mean, yeah, I don't think this is, and look, that's a beautiful volume right there, right? Like there was no like crazy up and hold. Like this thing's just steadily been going up. If we can get over this as well, like this thing clearly, Jesus Christ, this thing has clearly had some volume before. So, and we've actually been in this range before as well, not that long ago, sometime in March. Interesting. I think finger motion is looking a lot better than, I mean, yeah, I actually call it, like I said, I call it, I did not know what this thing looked like. Interesting. All right, finger motion, you impressed me. I like it. What is the, oh my goodness. Where are we? We are at, what are you? What's your actual number? I don't know if this is going to come back down to 407. I actually might try to set an alert for 408. Nah, 411. Let's not get that close to 407. I think I'm gonna go for 13. That's where I'm setting my alert. If I can sneak a 413, I might get a little greedy, but again, there's no better place you want your money than over all the moving averages. If you can do it on the weekly, that should mean you're just going to get weeks on weeks on weeks of green candles. You know what I mean? And MACD is slipping into the positive. This thing has been a lot higher before. It's been a lot higher before for a couple days, a couple weeks, excuse me. Yeah, this thing literally sat in the 80s and 90s for a month. There were 4 candles right there. Finger motion. I like this chart a lot, actually. This impressed me a lot more than I really was expecting. Okay, TTOO. Look, I will be sincere with you. I did not expect this 38% candle to come. I just genuinely didn't. You know what I mean? This thing has been under the 8 and the 20 for so long. This definitely broke it, and this definitely confirmed, you know what I mean? So it also goes back to like these candles I do not like. Like, look, I know it's a good green one, but it actually opens at 009. You can see it in the box over there, then closes. That is not a good day. This one opens down here at 8 and then closes up here at 8. That's a bad one because I needed more decimals. But like, this is good, this is bad, even though they're both green. You know what I mean? So I think that was just a nicer break of the 20 and the 8. And again, that's nice confirmation. And really, I'll be honest with you, I am expecting this thing to go up to 16 cents. TTOO will be the first thing I look at. Where are you after hours? You came down. Interesting. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I am ready for this thing to actually go. Oh, that's a really low 12 too. Nice. Like, if this thing can get to like 12 and a half, maybe even a little less than 12 and a half, yeah, I would love to jump in and ride it to as close as I can. Because again, this is just red to basically where we're at. You know what I mean? Like, that's an insignificant green, and that's not a good green, like I just said, right? So volume has maintained. Volume did even better. That is not a bad RSI. That's definitely saying we got room to run. You know what I mean? So TTOO might be the very first thing I will be looking at come Monday morning. That is for sure, right? So a move from 12 to 6. Look, 3 cents brought a silly percentage, right? Again, it's obviously not the same one, but 3 cents on 12 is a very fat double-digit 25, right? There are only 4 sets of 3, right? So yeah, every 3 cents is a 25 burger, and we're going more than 25 in my head, right? Like, we want to hit 16. So yeah, I love it though. This really did better than I expected. Now look, I have to at least say this. Do I think we're breaking the 50? I don't. We literally have never touched the 50 since here. Look, we touched the 50 once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, finally do it on the 5th one. I don't know if we're doing it on the first time we touch the 50 since here, right? So my guess is we touch it and then fail, all right? But again, I'm not saying that like a bad thing. Like, that is a fantastic swing from here to here and then come back, and hopefully we do it again a little bit later, right? But yeah, TTOO for real. This Friday, I was not expecting it. I am very much hoping that Monday continues and goes. And again, I'll end it with this. The fact that this came down after hours literally does not take away from anything I just said. If this thing can get into around the like 12 and a half cent, I'm ready for this thing to go to 16. You know what I mean? So yeah, don't let post-market affect you too much. I'm not saying completely ignore it. It's not like I like 1000% ignore it, but yeah, I have very little weight on it, if that makes sense to you. But hey, these are my thoughts on these. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, as always, thank you.